Security experts are urging business owners and local officials to do more to prepare for active shooter situations. In roughly the last 2 weeks, there have been 4 shootings at so-called soft targets around the country. Those places traditionally have little or no security in place. Omar Villafranca is in Fort Worth, Texas, with a look at how a local landmark there is preparing for potential violence. Omar, good morning.
Good morning. Billy Bob's is a massive honky-tonk here in Fort Worth, right next to 3 major universities. And last night was college night, a night that can bring in about 1,000 students. And folks here who are in charge of security are serious about ensuring their safety. It's Thursday night at Billy Bob's, a Fort Worth landmark that bills itself as the world's largest honky-tonk.
We do bull riding every Friday and Saturday night.
Chris Knowles is Billy Bob's manager. He says about 6,000 people show up on weekends for a big concert, which makes security a chief concern.
Before a person enters the building, they're already looked at 2 to 3 times.
Do you have surveillance cameras as well?
We do, and then they pass 2 checkpoints where they're eyed by individuals as well.
And despite a presence of 75 security guards that includes Fort Worth police officers, Billy Bob's goes one step further with its own employees. Do you guys have active shooter training?
We do. All our management staff is trained on active shooter procedures.
It seems like an odd question, but is that the time we live in?
Unfortunately, yes. And also, unfortunately, you can never protect yourself 100%.
There are active shooter incidents in bars around our country every weekend.
Robert Smith trains security personnel at venues nationwide and says soft targets like Billy Bob's need to have a plan in place.
There's no change in the training for a nightclub, a bar, a sports venue, a church, a synagogue. And if the plan is to duck and hide, duck and hide. And if your plan is to run to the nearest exit, get out.
After the shooting at Borderline Bar and Grill in Thousand Oaks, California Wednesday night, police said that kind of thinking may have saved lives.
They ran out of back doors, they broke windows, they went through windows, they hid up in the attic, they hid in the bathroom. So they, unfortunately, our young people or people at nightclubs have learned that this may happen.
For patrons at Billy Bob's, knowing the venue is prepared makes all the difference, especially for Graham Weatherspoon, who brought his kids to play a couple rounds of pool.
Especially for my kids, for myself, it's a different story, but for my kids, I want them to be as safe as possible. In Texas, you can open carry and conceal carry your handgun if you have a permit, but it's worth noting that a lot of places in Texas that serve booze like Billy Bob's do not allow you to bring your gun inside. Bianna?
That is a good point. And look, I understand the need for this, but it just pains me that young people in this country are going to have to get used to these kind of shootings and train from an early age. School shootings, right? Now you can't even go to a bar or a restaurant without, or synagogue.
Or a yoga studio. I mean, we really have reached the point where no matter where you are, it's not safe. But I do think we have to start thinking about it and having a plan. Someone said to me, whatever you do, run. Some people freeze or they start calling 911. They said that's the worst thing you can do. You just got to move. You've got to move.
Yeah, a lot of good tips.
It's hard to hit a moving target, I'm told.
It's a new normal, unfortunately.